I agree with AP, but from a totally different angle. So I just want to preface that AP, we agree. So
now me and you good, it's been months. Me and you
I
always
just wanted
good,
to
no matter if we
clarify.
disagree.
No worries. So there has been studies and statistics that have been released where if you are below a certain threshold in terms of like physicality, most women aren't able to perceive you in their everyday life. So theoretically he's right that the majority of men, not just black men, but the majority of men become invisible to most women because they're not able to actually register you in their spatial awareness. What I do want to say is like this conversation about the triple six. I don't know that we're really seeing this conversation the way that like is productive for our community. We're really seeing it as like to what AP is talking about, women getting fed up and saying like, okay, well, if I'm going to deal with this BS, then these are the requirements to play the game of BS, right? I think that the moment that there's a little bit more value for your seed, then I think, and women aren't being ran through at the rate that they are, I think a lot of women would start to have more realistic standards. That's a whole different show. I understand that, but I just wanted to make that statement. We can go to the next
I
one.
just want to speak to this. Okay, really
And if you don't, just real quick, if you don't meet either one as a man, if you don't meet the 666 requirement, come up with something else. You gotta have another trick in your bag, bro. Like I'm just gonna keep it real with you. If you're running into this problem, have another trick in your bag. Be more than the 666. Offer more than the 666. And if you don't, you can't complain about what you get if you're not trying to level up because you're trying to get something. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
Well, I would say it's only out of the three of those things, there's only one thing that you can do to change it, right? So if you're looking at 666, you can't change your height for the most part. You can't change your appendage size for the most part. And the only thing that you can adjust to is money factor, but statistically, you won't hit that just based on averages, right? So my thing is looking at that, even though we like to beat this issue of most women want 666. I think everybody has their fantasy ideal of the mate they want, right? But the realistic aspect always settles in, and you end up with the person that you end up being with. And based on stats, all of the marriages, majority of all the marriages are marriages to average people, to average other people. So I think we are beating a dead horse to say, oh, all of the women are holding out for the top 5% of men. And it is not true. It just isn't. Statistically, it shows that it's not true because most marriages, like I said, are to average men. They have average penis. They have average height. You know what I'm saying? And they have average, income, some below average income. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just keep hearing this narrative that is being pushed that all black, especially black women, are trying to hold out for the 5% of black men that fits that 666. Because it just isn't true.
And I want to say this too, real fast. I know Kevin Hart is not a good example because he's a millionaire now. But please remember, he was married to somebody before he became a millionaire. He's like 5'4". Mm-hmm. Before he became a millionaire, he was married to somebody who loved him.
Yeah, but the only reason why this is getting pushed is because women want men to listen. Men listen, and this is what overwhelmingly what women are saying. You can say it's a YouTube talking point. You can say that it might be anecdotal or this and the third, but if you listen to women, and we listen, that's why men make the moves that they be making.
You missed my point. Yes, women are saying that. Yes, that's their ideal.
You said you don't know why. You literally said you don't know why it keeps getting pushed.
But
we're getting pushed because we're listening to women. That's
Listen,
why.
But she's saying that
I
yes,
understand what she's saying. It's not the reality. I understand the point of what she was saying.
correct.
But what
But
I'm
even men
saying
are
is
saying the
you're
same thing.
arguing. Yes,
They
they're
want
arguing because
feminine
this is what the
friendly.
women are saying. That's why it's getting pushed. Is
So
because they're like, yo, you need to listen to what's being said. Okay, we're listening to what's being said, and you're being held accountable to the thing that you're saying. You're saying this is what you want. You want this, you want this, you want this. Now, granted, smart people will realize that, oh, that might not be the reality because of the numbers. Great, fantastic. We got a lot of smart people in the world. Okay, that don't mean that it's gonna stop people being able to push the narrative because they're literally listening to it over here, over there, over here, over there. And when you ask women on the streets, is this what you're looking for? They will say yes.
why are you
So,
saying go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Never mind.
yeah, sorry. So two quick things, right? One about the listening is like men are only listening now because the standards are so high that it's unattainable for the majority of men. Because if men were actually listening when women were asking for more partnership, when they were asking for emotional intelligence, when they were asking for personal development on a more attainable scale, they were being dismissed. It took something that was so abrasive and so triggering for men to be like, well, we're listening to what you're saying, right? That's not really listening. You're triggered and now you're responding. That's responding is not listening. So
I highly disagree with you. And the reason why is
I just
because
wanted to
more
finish.
men,
I'm sorry.
you said what?
She
I just wanted to finish where I was going with this.
Mhm.
So, like, with that, and I get that, like, this theory is being pushed and being propelled through all of this media and all of this stuff, but same thing with the men, and the men are still marrying the women that are not necessarily their ideal women, or partnering, because marriage rates are still not amazing, right? They're still choosing women that don't necessarily fit their ideal, right? That BBL figure that can't be through surgery, that's naturally, and she got to have like a certain look to her and all of this. Most men aim for that physicality that the majority of women can't attain without all of the surgery and all of that stuff that men don't also want. And yet men are still able to choose women that don't fit into that because they meet other requirements. Women are doing the same, and yet because it's fun for clickbait, we're having this conversation of like, no, this is the only thing that women want. I'm done.
I highly disagree with you. Especially in the standpoint that men don't listen to women. First and foremost, the reason why you got so many more emotional men in the day and age is because they listen to women. Oh, be more in touch with your feminine side, or be more reasonable. Do this, do that. Men always are listening to women because the only reason why men are able to get women is because they listen to women. A lot of men are able to have multiple women because they listen to the needs of women and they conform to those women and get what they want out of those women, and then they leave those women. Men are very good at listening to get the things that they want. They just do. Y'all know this as well as I do. There's a reason why a lot of men are successful with women. It's because they listen to what the concerns are and they learn how to make certain adjustments to get the things that they want out of that relationship.
Harrison, I just want to say, so I didn't fully understand the concept, but I've been doing some self-reflection on it, and I understand a lot more what y'all was talking about in regards
About
to
what?
that. The 666 question, and you know what I'm saying, the requirements that they had and how difficult it actually is to break through that ceiling. I like did a lot of self-reflection on it.
He was saying that he couldn't before he couldn't relate because he
just didn't
probably
understand.
met those standards, is what you said. You met the 666, so you couldn't understand what the brothers was saying. So now you did some
I'm
self-reflection
saying
and
that
you
what they
agree with
saying
what
is
they're
valid.
saying.
No. I'm saying what they saying has validity, and it's really messed up. Yeah.
So let
That's
me
what I'm
ask you a
saying.
question. Let's just be so we do know that people don't really, because we know when you step outside. But let's just take this into consideration, okay? When a woman dates a man, she wants marriage, right? Most women want marriage. correct? Marriage leads to children. So if you don't have no hustle in you, you're not really smart, you're short, you're not attractive. She's thinking, this is what is going to be passed on to my kids. This is what my kids are going to be. No, they do. This, I mean, you can't tell me what women think. Women think this way because we're thinking about our kids. Okay, you ain't never had a person say, "Oh, y'all."
Do you think that women are thinking that at 20 years old when they're having kids?
Listen, they're looking at looks, which they should. They're putting too much on looks. That's what they're doing.
Exactly, but what you're saying is that they thought of this, and this when they were thinking about having kids.
So when you have kids, I think that they focus more on looks. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we would have cute kids together. Like when you're young,
so cute.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, our kids would be so cute. Yes, we do. We do.
They do. And so I think that that's where it comes in because people always think about, you know, women. You have children. You do think about you. There is a pretty privilege that comes with nice looking kids. Y'all know that. Y'all pick nice looking because you think, damn, I hope I don't have no boy. I hope I have no girl. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Or at least your family members may be thinking, damn, I hope they don't have a girl. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to hair texture, unfortunately, this is a real conversation that goes on with women. Maybe men don't feel the pressure like women feel the pressure, but we do.
I think they do feel the pressure because they that's what the manosphere been. They've been saying like, hey, the things that we can't change. Y'all gonna have to get over that. The things we can't change, we're gonna do our best to do better at. And they trying for the most part.
Yeah. So okay, so are we done? Because I want
to go ahead, Inaz, finish.
Okay, go ahead, Inaz.
2 more years till Western civilization collapses. $5. So now, why should average-looking 5'9" Black men work hard and build community just for average Black women to go for the top 5% of men?
So, are you doing it for Black women? Is that what we're doing?
So that I'm glad you said that because what I was about to say is, first of all, you're not going to do that for a woman. You're going to do that for if you're going to do it, you're going to do it for yourself and the community. Second, if you're working hard to build a community, your objective is not to move yourself, your job is to move yourself from that bottom. I don't want to say 95%, from the majority of that 95% that you're talking about, to try to attain that top 5%. Lastly, when you say average Black women, if average Black women and average women, I'm not going to just say Black women,
right? Average
women will go for the average man that's working hard and doing the things that's right. It's when we, not you, I'll say we because I'm actually part of that at one point in my life, abuse that and use manipulation tactics to get what we want out of a woman, because we're not thinking about marriage at 20, 21, 22. If we're thinking about a chick, we're thinking about one thing and one thing only. Let's be honest about that. But my boy, if you're an average looking 5'9" dude and you're working to get in that top 5%, keep working, keep striving, keep doing it, brother. But you don't have to settle for anybody. And don't do it for a damn woman.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you dare do it for a woman. You do it for yourself, and you do it so that you can create some type of generational wealth for whomever you decide to make your wife. Period.
I think I have the issue with the whole why should an average looking, I'm gonna skip the height and any of that 5'9" Black man work hard and build a community. I guess just that mindset to me bothers me just in general. Like, right. I'm doing it just for the purposes of this. And if I don't get this, then why do it at all? So that to me as a woman, I would have more issue with the mindset than the fact that you're average, right? Because you can have an average man, but he doesn't have an average mindset. And that will be attractive for a woman because you see that he's not moving the way average men move, even if he's not in the top 5%. It's just even the way that he carries himself is different. And so that alone would be attractive.
Go ahead.
Offering something different. Like you're compensating for some of the points that you're missing as the 666 goes. So this doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to build a community because I want a better community. Period. I mean, this is crazy.
After you, I'm gonna go now.